Hello friends, this is Ganesh and today I would like to say a statement from my daughter. She written it in a piece of chat and stick it behind backside of my friend door. So every day morning before going to school or office, we have to say that statement very loudly. So the statement is today is a new day. Whatever happened is happened. So you can't modify it, you can't change anything on it. So better you forget, especially the bad things. So do a shift del and start every day as a new day. Just try after 10-15 days, you might see a difference on your approach or at least how you react for the things which is happening around you. Okay, just try. Okay, and this video number is 25 on ABAP, and the video session is going to be for function module and include program, the last two topics of modularization techniques. Okay, so let's get into the slide first. And these are the old 2 or 3 slides. What is modulation techniques? Hope you know about it and types of the modulation techniques. And it's going to be function module, and the transaction is SE37. Okay. Most of the code in ABAP which we are writing, at least I can say 20 to 30 percentage of the code is relevant to function module. So, you know what is moderation technique? The repeated statement. Maybe it may be required in different program, different modules. We are going to keep it in a subroutine and calling in the any which program is required. Okay, so this is in our development level. So function module is the same concept, but most of the function module is coming from SAP. So SAP thinks, okay, this kind of particular scenario might be used in many places. So why can't we keep that particular business scenario in a function module? And whoever wants that, maybe in SAP level, means while developing or modifying the product, or maybe from the custom level from the client side, if the developer wants to develop anything in the form of the function module, so they are also make use of it. Okay, so there are some advantages. If you compare it to macros, we have some advantage in subroutine. Compared to subroutine, definitely we have a very big advantage in function module. Okay, so we have a lot of advantages in the function module. That is the way. That's why I'm saying we have 30% of code is relevant for function module. Maybe a smaller concept, I can say date conversion, we have a function module. Some normal conversion of the material number, like adding zeros, removing zeros, we have a function module. And a lot of other calculations, date format, we have a function module. A lot of things are available in the function module format. So now we are going to develop our own function module. This is going to be a little lengthy process, I can say, initially, because we have a function group, we have list of relevant function module coming under the function group, we have a different include programs. So a lot of new things we are going to learn, not just like the SE38, go to the program, write the subroutine, define a subroutine, define a macro, call it. So this is entirely a different transaction. We are going to use it for developing a function module, that is SE37. So we'll see little points about the function module initially, then we'll go to the way how we are going to create a function module. So the first point is, it's a kind of encapsulation in the traditional programming. You know about encapsulation, normally we used to say this terminology in the object-oriented programming. So encapsulation means you have to connect your data and your functionality in the same place. Okay, so that is the thing which function group is about to achieve in a traditional way. Like in a function group, you are going to keep the relevant datas or relevant I can say variables, where whatever you want to do, just keep your data or variable in one single place, and that variable is going to be accessed only within the function group. Suppose you have another function group 1 and function group 2, whatever variable you declare in function group 1, that cannot be accessed in function group 2. So that way they are going to keep the data and functionality in one place that is may not be accessed by outside of the function group. So that's why I'm saying kind of encapsulation trying to achieve in function module or function group concept. Second one is a function group. So function group is the top layer, I can say. Suppose if you're going to design a project or you're going to develop some kind of a module, so we are going to decide, okay, these are the function group, sorry, these are the function module which we are going to create. For example, excuse me, I want to get some sales information. I want to get some material information, some custom related. Maybe we have a lot of function models available from the standard SAP level. Suppose depends on the custom, we have to make some sales related function modules and custom related function module, vendor information function modules. So these things, what you're going to do is we're going to create a separate function group, especially for sales related activities. What kind of function models which you're going to create for the sales project? Let's have one function group and keep it all the relevant function model inside it. So function group is a top layer. Under the top layer, you can have n number of function modules. And the same like subroutine, we have export, import, changing, call by value, call by reference, and exceptions. Maybe this is one of the things which we are happening compared to subroutines or macros. We have an exception option where we can raise an exception if there is, if for example, if the data is invalid or the business scenario, this particular data is not mapped with the master data, depends on the business need, we can raise an exception in the function module. Remote enable function module, I will show you in a different video of RFC function enable function module, but the function module can be enabled as a remote enabled, meaning this function module able to call from outside of SAP. Normally subroutine you can call from outside of the program, but it's inside SAP. But a function module can be called outside of your SAP. For that, we have to make the function module as remote enable function module. From a .NET, they want to access our SAP system and they want to call or they want to create a sales order. Okay, so they based on some third-party system, they're going to send all the information and the sales order to be created in SAP. So for that, they need some object to be called. So we can use remote enable function module. So this can be called inside function SAP or outside of your SAP as well. Explore standard function model. As I mentioned, we have a lot of standard function models are available. So if you feel if you're going to develop any function model, make sure that particular business scenario is not available in SAP. Please explore it, whether the function model is available that may be mapped for your business requirement. Please make use of it. If that nothing works, then only you can go and create a custom function module. And test directory is nothing but we can create a variant, like suppose if you take some function model, it have a lot of inputs we have to give. For example, if create a sales order or purchase order, we have to give at least 5 to 7 or 10 different input informations we have to create. We have to give what is the purchase organization and who's vendor and what is the type of your purchase order. So a lot of things, what is the material, what's the plant, quantity, price and everything, right? So every time you don't want to keep on while testing, you don't want to keep on giving the information. I'm talking about the standard function models. So in that case, you can save as a test directory. Okay, so you can give one time, you can save every when once you come after some time you are able to get the inputs from a test directory. It's nothing but a variant what normally we use in the screen level, and create test directory from a debugging level. Sometimes we are not aware of it, what kind of input we have to give. Normally functional people will give or will create a test variant or test directory, but here what you can do is we can, if that is not available while debugging, get into the debugging mode once it's able to create it. For example, I want to create a sales order. So from VA01, I'm able to reach the function module, because in a screen level I'm good. What are the information I have to give, I'm aware of it. I just give in VA01, click save, then automatically it just calls the function module, then get into the function module. From there in the debugging level you are able to create a test directory. So that is another way. I already explained this option in my debugging videos. Maybe if you go and see, you're able to identify or just know how to create a test data for a function model from a debugging mode. Okay, and then the first layer is function group. It's just an empty layer. So just one function group I have created, and inside I'm going to create a top include program. Not I am, it's actually available. Once you create a function module, by default you will get a top include program and UX include program. So top include program is not for a data declaration. You feel some variable to be accessed throughout the function groups, means from any function module this particular variable to be accessed, then you have to keep it in the top include program. And UX include program is nothing but it's a standard one, we can't change it. It shows, it will show all the function module. Whenever you create a function module, it creates one include program for the particular function module. I'll show you that one. Okay. And the other one is another thing is like forms include program for subroutine. Suppose in a function module you want to keep a subroutine, all the subroutine definitions like form, end form to be added in the another include program called forms include program. And screen related include programs, normally once you start developing a screen programming like SE51, like a screen painter, if you design anything, so you have a PBO module, PI module, so those related informations are available in the another set of include programs. So these programs, these include like form include and the search related include programs are optional. If your project has a screen level, then you can use it. And if any of the function model have a subroutine, you can use it. Otherwise, no need to use those include programs. And after that, there is another place where you can create your relevant function module for this function group. This is one function group. It contains 8 different function modules. Okay. So this is a design of your function group. So hope you might have some idea on about what is function group, what is function module, what type of include programs are available in the function group. Okay, and make sure initially normally we create one function group and number of function module. Make sure everything is active, your function group, your include program, your function modules and the subroutines. So that include everything to be active, then only you are able to execute your function module. So make sure you are activate all the aspects. So normally we used to say go to the function group level and activate it. Once you start, because this is the first layer, once you activate the function group, it try to activate all the dependent objects. Okay, so always, or at least the first time, activate from your function group level. Next is include program. Is nothing but same in normal executable program. The same way how you create an executable program, the same thing you have to create in the SE38 as include program. Very simple, I can say. Divide your main program into so many include programs for easy maintenance, for easy understanding, future understanding. Okay, so that is nothing but the include program. And include program is it's a dependent always. It won't execute independently. It needs another program to be include this one as in the main program. So this is kind of a subprogram to have the related code. Normally we divide the main program into top. Top is something but data, all the declarations coming under top include, but nowadays there is no need of top include because everything is on the flow we are declaring it, right? The new syntax. So on the flow we are declaring, so lot of codes or the declaration paths are decreasing nowadays. Okay, otherwise we have a top include which has all the declaration, and we have a separate include for screen validation. We have separate include for main process, and another include for your output programming. And what else? So depends on your main program, you can divide it into n number of include programs. Okay, so normally the people used to say your main program has very less coding. Probably in one A4 sheet your program code should be done, because everything is coming under your include program. Okay, you have to divide your main program into on different include programs. And yeah, depends on the main program, it won't execute independently, and it can be used in different programs. The same thing, this is a global one. Once you create a program in SE30, it's a global, any other programs can be used, it's not any program dependent. Okay, and include is the keyword which means you're going to use it, have it in the other program. It's not going to call, I can say, it's going to be included in your main program. So use a keyword called include. Okay, that's it. Okay, let me show you include program first, then I'll go to function module. Yep, this is the system. Let's create an include program. Okay, let's create the include program. CGI top. Just nothing but declarations. All kind of declarations we have to use this program. and create two ways you are able to create. Either start from SE38, create it, or you can create a main program, just assign a name for your include program, double click, it will ask. Same like how you created a data element domain, just double click, it will ask if it does not exist. Do you want to create it? The same way, if you say, do you want to create, just click yes and continue to create your include program. So there are two ways to create a include program. So just click data declaration, scans is on, okay. And here there is a change. Instead of executable, you have to give include program and click save. Normally executable program, the program name or the program starts with the keyword called report, but include you don't have anything, just blank. So there is no report statement. Okay, this is not a executable program. Only executable program starts with the keyword called report. So no, inside you have to write whatever you want. There is no restrictions of writing it, just a program, that's it. So I just make this program for declaration. Let me create my own main program. CGI main program create. This is executable program. Executable program, just local object. And here I'm going to include that program. Include CGI top. So now I can say A equal to 10. So this A is declared inside the include program. Let me just check whether I activated. Yeah, this I activated as well. And if you activate this, I'm sorry, activate, it accepts. Okay, make sure your include program is in the top before accessing any of the object after that in your main program. Okay, suppose if you do in vice versa, like if you have a variable then you include program, system not recognizing what is A. Okay, it's saying A is unknown because the A is declared the include program, so that needs to be before you calling any of your variables or any of your processing blocks. You have to call your include first. Another way of doing it, you can do like this. Include normally use forms. This is for definition of subroutine. Just double click. If it is not available, it shows include does not exist. Do you want to create it? Just click yes, and it will take you automatically and give a name as title, a name of your program, and automatically chosen the type as include program. You can click save, local object. So this is another way of defining your include program. Okay, just go back to order. So I don't want to add much on it because it's same simple code we are going to write it and just make use of this one. So normally your main program has only include programs. So this is a way it kind of the way how you design your main program. Main program is full of with include and very simple codes. Okay, it's easy maintenance and easy for the future reference, maybe for you or any future developer. So clear about include program. So if you take any program, you might have seen already about this include program. So the next one is I'm going to create a function module. So before function module, I have to create a function group. So function group is mostly a one-time activity. Suppose you are in a project, you are supposed to create a function module. Make sure this function module is relevant to which business scenario, whether the already existing function group is available, can I use it? So those questions you have to ask and make sure if everything is say yes, go ahead with and create a function group. Otherwise, unless you don't create a function group, mostly in the existing client we have a function group for most kind of the business scenarios. Okay, SE37, and here there is no option to create a function group directly, only function module option is available. So to create a function group, you have to use the option go to function group, create group. There are some options. If you want to change a group, display a group, delete a group, just do it here and find a group. I'm going to create it first. Function group is also start with function group ZRY because it's a custom one, and function group for sales. Okay, and click save. Local object. You can do it in your package as well. It shows function group created Now I'm going to create a function module. So CJ sales creates just a name. I'm not going to do this, means functionality wise I'm saying. And then now I'm creating a function module. It'll ask what is the function group of it. So CJI function group, and this is to sales order create. Okay, and click save. So it shows a message. Function module name is reserved for SAP. This is a warning message. I'm good with that. Just click continue. Okay, so my function module is created. So if this is the first time, my the humble request is activate your entire function group. Otherwise, you might get an issue. This is not activated. That is not activated. This program is not activated. This is not enabled. So this is not available. This is unknown. A lot of issues come initial times. So my suggestion would be go to here. You have an option. Go to master program. Okay, here you can see function group is inactive. It just created a function group with the name SAPL, means supported function group, include programs and function group as well. So here this is a top, it's a global declaration, and this is the function module. Just double click. So every function module you will get one include program. So this is, they mentioned very clearly, generated by function library, never change it manually. Okay, so don't do any changes over here. If this function group has a number of like 5 function modules, you will see 5 include programs. Okay, and these are the support or additional include programs. You can add a number of include programs. There is no restriction. Here they mentioned very clearly, this is for subroutine, this is for PBO, this is for PI, this is for events, local class, ABAP unit test. So a lot of options they mentioned. If this is applicable in your function group or function model, then make use of it. Otherwise, don't do that. Okay, I will show you how to use it little later. So this is a top include program. So everything is fine. I'm trying to activate it. So here JI function group, it shows only one. Lot of other things are available. Let me do one thing. Use this option, display object list. Then it will open in a SE80 transaction. So this is my function group, and I have function modules. I have include programs. I'm going to activate from here. So now it just activated everything. Just continue. Suppose if you missed and you created 3 or 4 function models and you have to try to activate with the 4 or 5 include programs, it's very bigger list to activate. So better you activate before start writing any code. It's currently editing. Okay, let me keep it in the display mode. Right click, activate, continue. Good. So yeah, sometimes rare scenario is not activated. So just try to activate manually. Yeah, now it's active, and go to top. So now it's empty, and this is also active. And go to your function group, sorry, function module. This is also active. So make sure everything is active. Okay. So from your function model, you have an option to global data is nothing but it will take you to the top include program, or if you want to get into the master programs, nothing but function group level, just click master program. Okay. So these are the options. Now coming to the function module, you have an import option, export, changing, everything same like subroutine. Just play around it. I don't want to waste your time on the same concept what I explained over there. So here just one or two, I can say import variable, order type. Is import is nothing but it's just coming inside, type as what is the order type? ERTs, or I don't think so. Let's see. Not sure. Sales document type. Okay, so I can say document type over here, DOC. Rename it. Yep, so this is nothing but order type. AURT is a sales order type. And this is a incoming, and I can say what is export. So in export, if you want to, you know about export, right? So sending the information outside to your wherever this function model is getting called, right? From the function model perspective, I'm sending something to outside of my function module. So export is something I can say return values. So here you can have a variable or work area or body of an internal table. Variable and work area, it's fine. We have an option called type, type or type ref2. So you can mention type data element for variable data structure for work area, but table, sorry, internal table, you have to create a table type. That is the best part. So just make sure don't use your flat information. So better if you want to send a table type, you have an option for tables. If you want to send the internal table as an export parameter, create a table type and use just assign it over here. Okay. And here I can say export sales number type. Okay. So here you have an option called pass by value, and you can see over here, here you have an option called optional or pass by value. So if it is not optional, while calling the function model, you have to pass a value. Okay. So if you say optional, one way it's easy. It's like the same function model used in many places, and if you're going to change the existing function model, you are not sure, you're going to add some additional import parameters and you are not sure whether it's going to be used in all the very program which the function model is called, better keep this new parameter as optional. Okay. Initial design is fine because after you design only you or other people going to call the function module. But if you're going to change the existing function model with the new import parameters, if you're not sure, keep the parameters optional. And this is pass by value, pass by reference, same concept here as well. And the export is always optional. It's not going to be send any value, so it's always optional. That's why you are not able to find an optional column over here, only pass by value. And changing is same like how we used, it's like using and changing keyword in subroutine. Same thing is over here as well. Here also you have parameter name, type, associated type, default value, optional, and pass by value. So everything is similar over there. And here tables, suppose if you want to say I have to give internal tables like sales details, you can say type VBAK. Okay. Sorry, type is absolute. Here you can use like. So here what happens, you are declaring a parameter under the tables keyword. So it consider this is a body of an internal table. Same like how we do it in subroutine. So subroutine before using in a tables format, we declared it, but here this is a kind of declaration. So if you say IT sales like VBAK, this is a structure. It consider this is the body of an internal table. Either use like structure name or type table type name. Okay. Here also you have an option called optional. And then finally is exception. So exception, you can say invalid order type, invalid order type, and short text invalid order type. Save it. Sorry, include order. Invalid order. Rename it. Yes. Okay, so these are the places where you can declare what you want in your function model, import parameter, export parameter, changing tables, exception and everything. Now there is a small ABAP editor called source code. Go to this tab, you can start writing whatever the functionality is required. So here this is for your reference, it's automatically created. Whenever you added the values in this tab, it will give for your reference. So you are getting IM doc type as an importing parameter, and I didn't select the pass by value option checkbox, so it shows a reference. Exporting also it shows a reference. Under table it shows IT sales, the structure we referred is VBAK, and exception is invalid order. Okay, so if you open any other function module, it's almost the same thing, and here you can write the code. So here I can say select star from VBAK. Normally we don't use select star, so here I just used it into table IT sales where AUART is equal to IM AUART. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, IM doc type. Sorry. Document type. That symbol is missing. Okay, done. Okay. So now I can say some exceptions, like if IM doc type is not equal to OR. Some examples, okay? So I'm going to use a keyword called rise and invalid order type should be, so it's fine. What is that? Okay, invalid order. So here we are raising an exception. We are not giving a proper message. We just give only generic information, and whoever is going to call the function module, that is their responsibility to give a proper message to the user. So whoever is calling the particular function module or the portal or whatever it is, the program, okay? So that is not a function model responsibility to give proper information. Only generic message we are saying it's an invalid order type or invalid order, plant is not available. So while catching the exception, they have to catch the exception and they have to give a proper message to the user level. Okay. So this is right. So almost we are done. So activate it. Execute it. So how do we have to test it, right? So just go and execute this one. Execute, and I'm giving an wrong information over here. Execute one more time. Execution. It shows very clearly exception raised, invalid order type. So description is not correct. Exception is raised, invalid order, and result also you can see I'm expecting something in my IT underscore sales. This is 0. And if I say correct order type, for example OR, and one more time execute, so it's give 41 records. It's an internal table. Okay. So this is a way how to create a function module and test a function module, and you can save it. Currently you have only one. Suppose you have a different function or different parameters and things are available, so you have to save it. Then you have to save, just click OR, means enter whatever information you want record and click save, Control S, or you can say function module save. Then it will ask save test data. Okay, so here it is, sales create. So the next time whoever wants, it's a global one. So if anybody execute your function module, they can find here test data directory. Then it shows which date and the what is the short text of this one. So just double click, whatever you entered, it comes over here. So if you have lot of input fields, lot of optional or mandatory input fields, this test data will help you. Okay, so now I'll show you how to call this from a program. Okay, and here you have an option to debugging. Suppose if you want to start your function model to be debugged, you can say debug, or you know how to debug a program, just keep a breakpoint and execute it. Same way you can do this one. Okay, and I believe I have shown a session and external breakpoints. Okay, so normally this function model concept, if the function model is called directly like this, go to SE37, enter the function model, press F8, then normal breakpoint is fine, internal breakpoint. But if the function model is called from a program inside SAP, or the function model is called from outside of your SAP, then you have to use a external breakpoint, then only it will come and stops here. Okay, so now I'm going to call this function model from a program. C38. Okay, let me take the same program, main program. So here I'm going to call the function module. How to call a function module? So the syntax is call function. You don't want to write it because normally function module has a bigger, it's a bigger picture, a lot of input, a lot of output options. So instead of writing everything manually, go to the option called pattern. And here the first option is call function. Give the function module name. What is the function module name? Z sales create. Right. So control Y to have this plus mark, to select it, go here and sales create. Just enter. It will just design a function model for you based on what are the import and export parameters. Okay. So this is actually a reverse. From SE38 perspective, I'm sending the doc type, correct? And 38 perspective, SE38 from a program perspective, I'm receiving the sales order number. So here, if you see your function module, this is actually in a different way. Importing is doc type as per SE37, but as per SE38, doc type is exporting. Okay, it's very simple. Wherever you are, which screen you are, for that this design will work. I'm in 38, I am receiving sales order number, so it is importing, but I'm sending sales order number to outside of my function module, so this is exporting. Simple. Okay. Tables, as usual, tables means tables, no difference over there, and exceptions are coming here. So this is what I mentioned. So I handle the exception from where you're calling your function module. Okay. It's like invalid order and others by default. Suppose if anything else, you can do it. So if size sub bar z equal to 0, what you know about size sub bar z is going to be capture whether the above statement is executed successfully or not. If there is any validation happens, any exception happens, then size sub bar z capture the number 1, 2, 3, 4. Based on 1, 2, 3, 4, you can say not equal to 0 or equal to 1, do this, equal to 2, this is a message. Like that, you can populate a message, or you can take a decision what to be handled, what to be next if this exception has happened. Now I can say just uncommented. I can say TT because I want rise an exception. And here I need an internal table. On the flow declaration is not possible in function model as of now. Probably it might change soon. Sales detail. Same name or different name is up to you. Table for VBAK. IT sales details. So exception also I have, all are optional, all commented, right? All are optional. If you want, you make use of it, otherwise it's fine. Because how it's all optional means I have selected this is optional, importing is always optional, and tables I didn't select, this is optional, that's why it's enabled. Otherwise, if everything is optional, all the things going to be comment. And I can say sub bar c is not equal to 0, or very specific I want to go. If it is 1, and message I didn't take, we'll just go through this, maybe 1 or 2 videos. I will just put about what is message and how to create a message. Invalid order type. Okay, so type error. So F8, it's my program, it's showing invalid order type. Okay, so if you say OR, then I need a breakpoint. Execute. So sales details. Oh. Okay, why it's not working? Let's go and check. Go to statement, press F5, it will take you to function module. F6. It's worked, right? 40 recorded games. What happened? Suddenly, let me check quickly. Yeah, it has 41 entries. So what is this? OR, right? Okay, that is a conversion as applied in the document type or order type. So conversion, okay, let me explain that also over here. That is also another function module. So I just do the same way in a debugging in the SE37. It's worked for me. Let me figure out what is the one. Let's go here. So it's worked. I'm just giving the same OR, but 41 entries comes. So let me have a breakpoint. I'm executing from 37 level. Okay. So here, if you see, the OR is converted into some other value because there is a conversion exists against this order type. So this is normal in SAP. Mostly you might aware of it. Some material also is having some conversion. So what you have to do was, if that is the case, this is very important once you design any function model, especially for this kind of conversion values. Once you receive the value from the outside of your function module, convert it before going to the select statement. Okay, so how to do the conversion? Let me take you to C11. Go to the table VBAK, and here you have an option called AURT. This is the where condition, right? So go to the domain of this AURT. This is a data element, and again double click, it will take you to the domain. So here you can see routines, conversion routines is applicable for this field for sales order type. So what is the conversion routine? Just double click. It has two function modules. Normally conversion routine is input and output. Okay, so let me just go this way. So input, this is also a function module. Maybe you can see what is the input parameter, very few, only one. Export, only one. Changing, nothing. Tables, nothing. Exceptions, also nothing. And source code, they just did some conversions over here. So now execute the function module, give the value OR and execute. It was TA. So this function model to be used in your inside your function model before the select statement to convert the user's value. Text function model over here. I just copied. Control F6. Give that function module name, and here I am say am doc type. And inside the function model, if you declare anything, that is a local variable applicable only for that particular function module. Local order type. I can say converted order type. And here local variable order type dot active order. Let me call from my program. Okay, it's still connected with debugging. Let's come out of that. Execute. So this is inside the function module. So what is the order type? It's TA. I'm sending us OR. It's changed to TA, and it's executed successfully. Just go out of it, and in your program you have 41 records in your internal table. Okay, this is a way you can receive the output from the function module. Few additions. And where is my function module? Here. Suppose if you want to declare a variable as a global one. So go to global data. Here you can declare it. So data, I can say global variable sales order number. Type VBL. because this one needs to be called many other function module in the same function group. So you come and declare it in your top include program. And if you want some subroutines to be defined, for example, I can say perform validation validations. Okay, so this needs to be added in a separate include program. So for that, first you have to create the include program. So go to master program, and here you can add any name, but this is what you can say the standard one. So normally we use like this only. So F0, F is form. Okay, the name is same like your function group name, and F denotes form. O is PBO, I is PAI, E for event, P for its local class implementation, and this is unit test codes. So here I want, this is not created, not yet created, just a name. Okay, just double click, it will ask you, do you want to create this? Okay, here it shows very clearly program names L are reserved for function group includes. This is the warning message. Just press enter, then only it will allow you to create it. It'll ask, do you want to create? Yes, I want to create this. So I'm creating a subroutine. Do you want to save? Yes, I want to save this. So here I can say form validations. Okay, just write whatever you want in form. So all the subroutine definitions are in a separate include program, not in your normal or main function module. So I'm activating my main. I'm activating one by one, not all together. I'm activating one by one. Yes, it's active now. Go to the function module and try to activate it. Okay. So this is this. If you double click, it will take you to the definition of your subroutine. Okay. So almost it's done with function module. Hope you might little good about the function module. And if you want to explore a function module, what you can do is go to SE37. I want to say I want some date function, date to day, date to day. So these are the function models that's available to just get the information. Just try, because you have to try, then only you just come to know whether it's suitable for your requirement or not. Okay. Date compute day enhance, then display, it will give some information. Local you have to give date, whether it's give day is a weekday or not. Okay. So some informations are over here. Let's execute it. Let me try any test directory. So far no test directory. What is the format? 1 1 2020. Execute. Okay, it's been valid. So I can say 1 1 2020. Yep. So it gives its third Wednesday. I just checked it. It's a Wednesday on 1/1/2020. It shows 3 and Wednesday. So this is what I'm saying. Like 30% of things are function module. So don't create any function module which is already existing in the SAP standard SAP. So through this you just try or just Google it and you are able to find a lot of function model for the business scenario. So play around with the function module, try to use as much as you have for the function modules. And this function modules, or what I have created is a normal function module. So it cannot be called outside of your SAP, but this is a remote enabled one. So this is a standard one. This can be called outside of your SAP as well. So if you see mine, which I created, says create, click display. So the attribute, it shows very clearly it's regular. And one more thing, if you feel this is going to be called only inside of your SAP, then create a regular function model. It's not required. You got to create a remote enable function model. You have some restrictions in the parameters level if you create as a RFC function module. Okay. So hope this might be useful for you. Just play around it. And if you have any doubt, please let me know. And thank you so much for your time. See you in the next video. Bye.